So apparently the Cybertruck has a stop zone, and I might know why. It's got something to do with the accelerator pedal. So let me show you something interesting about my Cybertruck is that pedal looks different, right? It's missing this. So a couple days ago I'm driving, and let me see if I can get a good view here. I'm driving and this goes here. As I'm driving, this slid up and wedged itself just like that. Right now it's not clipped on, so it's kind of hard to see, but this wedged itself right there. And as you can see, based on the design of the floorboard, this sliding up, and the way this was still hooked onto the pedal, it held the accelerator down 100% at full throttle. Now, I was luckily had a clear mind, didn't panic, and holding the brake down overrides the pedal. So I was able to stop the car, but anytime I lift the brake, it would start accelerating again. I stopped the car, put it in park, got out. At first I thought the pedal was broken, but then I realized that nope, this was wedged down here under this little section here, not allowing this pedal to come back up. So yeah, looks like there's a recall or some kind of stop cell for that. Somebody that panics, that could be pretty dangerous. Crazy.
Hi friends, welcome back. You can see there is a major problem with the Cybertruck design. It appears to be a design flaw. And let's take a look at some headlines here. Tesla halts Cybertruck deliveries due to accelerator pedal issues. And I showed you guys that. You just saw the video for yourself. So basically this thing slides off and then gets kind of wedged there and then holds your accelerator down to 100%. Not good. Moreover, Tesla Cybertruck has had a rough start. Now production is halted. When I read the articles about this, it appears to be the accelerator issue. So this was just tweeted out just a little bit ago. Tesla has stopped all Cybertruck deliveries for 7 days due to an issue with the accelerator pedal. And I guess Tesla's not making any sort of official response, at least according to this article I just found. And I have to show you guys this stuff because I feel like there's so much social media hype around the Cybertruck, and all the pumpers tell you how Elon Musk is a genius and everything about Tesla is awesome. But, you know, when I see this kind of like accelerator issue that is life-threatening, there's no other way to put it, I'm thinking not so awesome. And again, this appears to be a design flaw. They've halted production for 7 days. I think they're going to have to do a major recall, all of them. That's what I would gather. And the crazy thing about it is we actually don't know how many that they've sold. They don't tell you. They combined the deliveries of the Cybertruck with other vehicles. So you don't know. They combine it all into one, so you don't know how many they've actually sold. I don't think it's going to be that many, though. Moreover, here's another headline. Tesla tells Cybertruck employees that shifts will be shorter at the Austin Gigafactory. So essentially, you know, they don't need to work as many people because I think they got a demand problem. Obviously, Tesla's not going to tell you these kind of things, but that's what it looks like to me. Moreover, this is actually another one. I've heard this one before. A headline: Tesla Cybertrucks are cyber bricking shortly after delivery reports. Owners. So I haven't heard the cyber bricking stuff. I have seen it. I just haven't heard the phrase cyber bricking. But actually, this is a more than one person, I guess. So I showed you guys a video before about this issue. So basically, these are new cars or new trucks or new Cybertrucks or new bricks, however you want to call it. This is a Brandy Bram DeForest. This is just about a week or so ago. It says, "Hey, Elon Musk, I just picked up my Tesla Cyber Beast, drove 5 miles, parked, and now it won't drive. Only 21 miles on the odometer. What gives?" And now let me play a video of an experience that someone else had recently around the same time period.
I don't know how to turn the turn signals on or anything. All right, so we're locked in for a minute. This is so.
So you can see this person's Cybertruck failed under 1 mile, basically drove it a lot and it quit working. And it is more than just this stuff. There's like, I guess, oodles of complaints from people who own these things. It says here, Tesla Cybertruck owners forum is already full of tales of broken, malfunctioning Cybertrucks. People are posting pictures of like, you know, yeah, my thing broke, I had to get it towed, etc. I've read stuff where like, you know, basically people say this kind of stuff to where, you know, thank God I no other cars were around, otherwise there'd have been massive collisions, etc. So I mean, they're halting production. They got to do a recall. They haven't announced a recall, this from what I can tell. But this pedal thing just getting out is relatively new. and yet there's more issues as well. You might have seen this one. This was also recently. All this stuff was like in the last week or so, and this is something that I've been sharing with you guys that, you know, until you actually get these out in the wild, you'll start to hear more of the actual function of these things. So have a listen to this. This is from Marquise Brown, MKBHD.
But this panel gap is actually worth mentioning. It's the worst I've ever seen in a production vehicle. I'll just show it to you. This is the driver's side door. There's no door handles, as you can tell. The way to get into the truck is that little handle, and it pushes it out, and then you pull the truck out the rest of the way. That's why there's fingerprints all over this truck. But I don't know, I think there's gonna be something wrong with this door because it literally looks like it's open. Like that's pretty bad. I've never seen a gap quite that bad. That's the way it should look. That's the way it looks. It's probably one of those things where I'll have to bring it into Tesla. They'll tighten some things up and it'll look fine, but that's the stuff you will probably have to deal with if you get a low-VIN Cybertruck.
So the thing with the panel gap issue, well, I mean, there's a lot of things to say with this stuff. I guess the first is, you know, when he opens the door and things like that, I think this fingerprint stuff is really ugly. We've talked about this before, but you can actually see it's widely apparent. Moreover, my understanding is that the material they're using to build the Cybertruck is just difficult to use to manufacture. It's just difficult to you know, put in that way. So that is essentially a design flaw, and you can get these sort of panel gaps at the way that they do. As I was mentioning before, with the whole like sort of hype for the Cybertruck before their release, it was basically, and I called it out early, was essentially they told the social media people and the pumpers, you know, you can test it this way, but you can't test it this way. You can show this, but you can't show that. And also too, I mentioned before, and you guys, you know, understand this stuff as well, these sort of versions that they're going to give out to the, you know, early stars and social media people are going to be a little bit nicer and hopefully more checked. That's why it's hopefully more checked, because that's why it's crazy with the one that they gave to Marquise Brown, right? Didn't even have doors that are put together properly. It's not good. Also, I want to play this for you. This came out about a year or so ago, and a gentleman was talking about his thoughts about just owning Teslas in general. I think it's worth to have a listen and have a look for yourself.
Everybody wants a Tesla, or most people want a Tesla, like it's a thing, right? So while I'm sitting here charging my car, I just feel like this needs to be said. I've had so many bad experiences with this car to the point where I don't know if I'm actually interested in ever getting another electric car. Just last night, my battery almost died in the middle of nowhere. I was on 0%. I was scared I wasn't going to be able to make it home. On another occasion, I was trying to go to my friend's cabin trip up in the mountains, and my car wouldn't make it up the mountain. The battery kept depleting really quickly because of the high terrain and the incline. Another time, I scraped a wall in my parking deck. Simple, small scrape. But the car is so flimsy and not well put together that when I did that, it bent the frame of the car, and the repair cost almost $10,000. And the car's just not put together well. Like, in the car, there's so many things that like creak and pop, and it feels like you're driving a little toy car. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be getting a Tesla again.
So he talks about several issues, and in fact, right, so it's tough to go long road trips. You can't necessarily visit your friends out in remote areas. It's expensive to fix, and also too, it's flimsily built, right? That's sort of from his words. And I want to share my thoughts as well, and I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts also. First is some people say, oh, Chris, you're always hating on, you know, Tesla all day, every day. So actually, I drove one around the Baltimore area when I was visiting my family. This was back last May, so about a year or so ago. I actually think driving the Teslas is fun. I'm just telling you, and you can watch my review. But there are some serious design things that I don't like, and I talk about it in the video as well. So the charger thing being one, you know, the physical lack of physical buttons, that is, I don't like that either. And also too, I really dislike not having a center panel, you know, so I can see my speedometer and mileage and all that kind of stuff, right? It's like basic stuff, the way that cars are designed. And the more that sort of, and I, you know, I drove this thing about a year ago, but the more that we cover the Cybertruck issue going forward, I just think it's obvious. I mean, it's just, they're not built well, at least this particular one. And I think the funniest thing about this stuff is, like, when we talk about these things, is all the pumpers who, you know, act like Elon's perfect and God, and you know, these things are going to be robotaxis, they're going to make you tons of cash, etc. And it's just laughable. But the sad thing is that this is a cult, and like, people still believe it. So, you know, my guess, my hunch is the fanboys and fangirls won't mention this pedal issue at all. They won't show you this kind of video. I'm just showing you guys the truth in this stuff. I mean, you saw it with your own eyes. The way that the thing is built is just a design flaw. There's no way to put it. So I imagine they'll have to replace this whole thing and you know, get a new thing there. But I mean, you know how it is, guys. You buy a new car, you don't want to have to take it back to the dealership or the shop or whatever and get it fixed. Then you're out of a car for a couple of days or however long it takes them to do, right? Because you got to take time off work to go. It's just a hassle. Also, too, this was a bit of a headline as well. This is coming out April 14th. Some Tesla employees worry that layoffs are coming. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, you have multiple issues here for those who are following the stock. You have demand problems, right? It says the economy is slowing down in China. Maybe people aren't going to want to make such big purchases here, or I should say there. I'm in Korea, but in the USA. Also, what happens when the EV tax incentives disappear? I don't think they're going to be around forever. Now, that's not a crazy thing to say. And for whatever reason, the Tesla boys and girls just act like the government's just going to give and subsidize, Tesla free money forever. I don't think so. I mean, like, why would they? Especially with the budget deficit the way that it is. That's why we talk about everything on this channel. So anyway, I know we covered a lot today, a lot of the different issues, but I want to hear what you think. What do you think about the pedal issue, the panel gap, the car essentially braking when it starts, or, when you drive it off the lot? And also, too, what do you think about the person's viewpoint of just owning an EV/Tesla in general? I'd like to hear all your thoughts on this stuff, and I'll catch you next video.